billions of dollars was sent over to Ukraine, and nothing was sent on these water bombers that we needed dearly. I think we could have bought 300 water bombers that would have covered all the, all the forest fires that was started. All this stuff, and it's, it's a shame, but, this is all, we are in the final chapter of all this. This is this is what it's coming down to. Anybody with questions or comments, I can just keep it in capital letters. Yeah, thank you for that comment. Yeah, there's the media pundits, and even with the alternative news that's out there, there's so much disinformation, and a lot of it's being taken down, and they're not covering anything, just to show their colors. Yep. How you doing? Hey, New Zealand. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. We're gonna stay where we are in the Kootenays. It's going to be like 33 daily. Sun is there. There's no sign of any rain, so whatever, for the next month. Yeah, this is exactly what the East Kootenay does. It's a very arid, deserty, but there's lots of bush here as well, and that's very scary. I just hope they got their water bombers ready to go at these airports. Yep. Hey, Gigi. Melissa, how are you? Hey, Cam. Cheryl, Grand Rising from Onaway. Yep. Julie from Idaho. Good to see you. We're in Idaho. I'm doing some studies on Idaho right now, and there's really some really cool places. I'm really looking forward to do a little reconnaissance down there. Just take a drive around, and I'm going to spend a day down there looking around in the Coeur d'Alene. I'm not going west. I'm going south. I want to check out some real estate down. I expect I'm going to probably homestead down there. Yep. Hey, Sherry from Michigan, how are you? Hey, Patrick. So if anybody is in the Idaho area, please contact me on this TikTok here. And if you're a local, you've been there for a lot of years, I'd like to be able to buy you coffee or lunch or something, and pick your brain a little bit on because there's nothing more, you don't get any better information than the people that actually live there. So, I thought I would give this opportunity while I'm on this podcast to maybe talk to anybody that's in the Idaho area, in all of the state of Idaho. I know there's a lot of good things being said and done about it, and I would like to chat with people that are from there. Okay. We are, let me just say, I've got a project going for 2027. Ohio is bad with smoke, smells like burnt plastic. Oh, Jesus, Murphy. Excuse me. That gets me coughing just thinking about it. No smoke here in New Brunswick, yeah. Thank you. No smoke here in Iowa either. That's good. So it seems to be concentrated in the Chicago, Philadelphia, New York, Boston. Yeah, it's on the northeast corner of the United States. I don't know what what Trump's trying to do. He should be sending water bombers up there. But how you doing, Eva? I mean, listen, all BS aside, we sent water bombers down when California and all this stuff was on wildfires, and but I'm not seeing any American bombers coming up north. So I don't know, maybe they are, but let me know if there's that happening. We're going to see more and more of this here right now. Yep, it's going to get crazy out there. And the craziness is we have to be very, very careful, tribe. Very, very careful that on the information that you're getting and how, they're going to try to manipulate you. They are on full-blown attack on of your consciousness. Yep, they want your they want your attention. Hey, Dwayne, North Dakota. How you doing, Santa Duff? Smoky day in Michigan. Yeah, I can imagine. Awful air. Chemtrails, North Carolina still. Wow. Hey, Laura. Yes, we need people in all states and all parts of the world to send in your information, anything you're getting, any type of news, because this news is about us. It's about the digital warriors that are out there, and they're the digital warriors of this planet are the ones that are feeding the accurate news. You are the news now. We're sending everybody, and we're bringing in all tomorrow's news today. Yeah. How you doing, Laura? From Mobile, Alabama. Blessings to you too. Hey, Colorado. Yeah, I'm just getting my thinking cap on there. I went into a real deep sleep. I don't know how that is because the heat is here, but I mean, it was that kind of perfect temperature. The fan was on, the door was open, lights are on, but nobody's home. Yeah, how you doing, Melissa? G-Day to you too. Yeah, it's been years and months, only talk, no action. Well, there's lots of action going on there. You just got to open your eyes a little bit sleepy. Yep, there's everything's going on. This is a 21st century chess war. Okay, this is a war for your consciousness. It's got nothing. It's not like any other war that we all expect. And I just might add, I'm getting it from very, very strong sources right now. There is a frequency, because of the frequency being raised by let me just try to put this together properly. There is the Schumann resonance on this planet, is obviously we're raising the frequency of this planet, okay? That's going to trigger some changes in frequency. That is going to unlock your DNA. Okay? Now, this massive healing wave, okay, that's coming, is going to not just take care of your the healing factor, it's going to release your DNA. And that's going to start the process of healing. You're going to start to heal without even touching a med bed. Okay? Don't ask me how. Don't ask me why. I'm just telling you. I'm just giving you the report. Okay? Hang on to your positive vibes. This is extremely important. Do not go into some negative transformation or depression. There's nothing to be depressed about. And I knew this. I knew, this is extremely important for not just the world. You're doing it just by staying in high vibration. You're helping save humanity. This is the big picture, okay? Now, by saying all that, just hang on a sec here. I have to go off for a second, and I got to stop. I have to delete. Sorry about that, gang. There's just some intel that it comes in, and I have no way of stopping it. Yep. It's been years and months and no talk. Yes, I understand that, but let me just, refresh everybody. There's lots happening behind the scenes. This is not like any other war that we're in. This is all about covert operation. We have a commander that does everything covertly. He's a master tactician, and because you cannot see it doesn't mean it's not going on, all right? Yes. How you doing, Fun Dip? Greetings from Cyprus. How are you? Yeah, there's a lot of people out there that, the things that we talk about, they can't get their head around it. They have no, no level, zero level, 000 level of, critical thinking. They're not there. And you have to check them to see if they're even human, even if they have a pulse. Especially the stuff that's going on. I'm just looking at it right now on TikTok and Facebook, and I'm just like shaking my head. Are we that? Are people's IQs that low? And it's not the young ones. It's just the individuals, and the individuals could be anywhere from 16. I find some of the younger ones are very, very smart, and they're they put out for entertainment purposes only, and they're okay. But I got they're all walks of life. Don't get caught up into that low vibration type people. Just what I do when I go on there and I keep seeing stuff being repeated, just delete. Yeah, block them. And that's on TikTok, that's on Facebook, everywhere. And I want to apologize to Neo. I could not find you to reconnect, but like it says, I will keep trying. The way it was all laid out and the comments I was getting, I was assuming that I was under attack there. How you doing, Kelly? Hey, Jordan. Yep. How you doing, High Maintenance? There, yes. Regulate your homes, can't breathe the air. Like I said, if you got a furnace, which everybody does, go down, knock off the pilot light, and change the filter in the furnace. Turn the fan on. There is a fan switch that's there. And then put a jug of, go down and buy a bag of ice and stick it in a pan or whatever you want, so it doesn't drip all over the place, and let that, put it into the duct. There's a side duct there where the fan goes, and you'd be able to put it in there. There's got to be some kind of an opening there that you can put the ice in there, and then that air will blow through that ice and through the house. It will drop the temperature. Yep. Holy smokes from Chicago. Yeah, it's thick, I know. Yeah, maybe call, I don't know, people should, the Americans should get on it and get pissed off and say, send those the bombers up to Northern Ontario, start dropping, because we don't have enough bombers, because we had those absolute misfits that are running the show down there, throw all their money at Ukraine. So our Canadian taxpayer money is being invested into yachts in Monaco for the Ukrainian generals, but nothing for the firebombers. We've got to get these people out of there and start bringing some common sense and get in the asset column back into Canada. It's absolutely disgusting. It's like we have a bunch of retards running the show from their from their, insane asylums. Grand Rising. How you doing, Con? It's really, yeah, it's getting the stuff that I'm getting fed to me, like through everything. It's, you got to weed out everything, and I'm asking everybody out there, do not, and I mean do not. Yeah, I'm getting violations already, so we got to keep this light. The indigenous are the most affected. I know they are. Yeah. Yeah, they're losing their houses and everything up there. Yep. There's going to be a lot of cleanup. I don't even know, like it says, it's we are in a big forest area here too, but like I said, so far so good. There are some, I mean, we still got to go through August here, and August is the hottest month of the year in Western Canada. Was that a great speech from Trump? That's good. Yeah, I'm not on any type of cable. But he didn't talk about any financial system. Yeah, and that's fine. When he's not talking about it, just tell yourself he is talking about it, because when he's not talking about it, that means there's lots of action on it. Just look at it that way. Yeah. They're only letting you know what they want you to know, which is usually about 10% of actually what's going on. 90% of the behind the scenes action is being taken place right now. And like I said, protect your minds right now. Stay in high vibration. Don't let things depress you. Don't get that mindset going about, everything's hopeless, and it's not. It's far from hopeless. We're winning this thing. Yep. Yeah, well, that's fine. I mean, if you, like I say, if you're having a tough time, is it Bianca? I can't see. If you're having a tough time, and throwing out the negative, nobody wants to hear the negative stuff. You just, tune yourself out of this podcast, and go sit on a beach, or go do something good for yourself. Make yourself feel better, because all I see, your vibration coming off you, all I feel is negative. And yeah, we don't need it. We don't need any of that. You're blaming everybody else for what you're not able to see. I mean, you have to look into yourself. And I'm asking you to stay positive. That's good. That's what's going to win the war. Yeah. Last night we had the wildest thunderstorm went on for ages right after Trump's speech. Well, there you go. I mean, isn't that a sign? God is involved in this. And, the hammer's about to come down. We are going to be going, like I said, very, very... There's going to be signs and things that is going to be done by God, even with this frequency. This massive healing wave is coming. And it's going to be becoming, and it's going to, whether you believe in this or don't believe in it, you're going to be starting to get healed based on the frequency of the planet. Because we're raising our frequency, it's opening up all kinds of massive healing waves and other frequency waves around the world or in the universe that is opening up. These frequencies are going so high, it's actually opening up and activating your DNA. Yes. Thank you. Keep the questions in capital letters and answers and comments. Yes. Thank you very much. Yes. This is not even in control of Trump anymore. He has some control of it on the military end of it, but this is much, much bigger than humans, or than, humanity, what's going on. We are part of it. We don't know, I mean, we have no idea how powerful we are by just raising the frequency of this planet. And you know what? We're only five to maybe 3 to 5%. That's who we are. That's how powerful we are. We're the ones that are raised their. I mean, more and more people are finally waking up to it. But I am the, I am the watchman that gets this information to bring it out for everybody to, stay in your lane. Do not absorb any negativity out there. Start absorbing all the positive things that are out there, because they are throwing everything at us. Yes, the reptoids are throwing everything at us, and we're going to get a lot of negatives out there. The people that are pushing buttons, that are trying to cause agitation and bring your vibration down, we have to check them to see if they're even human. Yes, these clones and NPCs are all been programmed to bring havoc in our world. It is, it's the war of the clones. Yes, it is. Thank you. Welcome, Palm Beach. Clearing land for mining, cheaper to burn. Yeah, well, it's hard to say, where this thing is going. I don't, I think there's a lot to be said about all that. Yeah. There's a lot to be said about all that. I don't, we get forest fires every year. And a lot of it is, thunderstorms, lightning, everything. And because the clouds come in, the clouds can still come in, but they have no water in them to to fill up, to dump on the on the land. But the positive, negative is involved. We are frequency beings, okay? And we everything that's going on right now in this higher frequency, we're reacting to it, okay? Now you can react, and this is something that the negatives do not have. They're losing control of our ascension. They're losing control of it. And, people, like I said, with the healing factors, I had people out there, you got to watch the amount of clove you take. Okay, but this is, you got to watch the amount of cinnamon you take, all this other stuff. And they're saying, maybe you should just regulate this. And I get it. I understand. If people want to, use these monitors and everything else, but what really, are the monitors even trustworthy? I mean, is anything that you're, hooked up to or whatever, is that even trustworthy? We have to have mind control here to feel, to know, to send that message to our bodies, and let our bodies send that message back to us, and let our, to tell our minds, are we in good shape? Are we feeling good? Is there, are we able to move a little bit better? Yes, we're going to get aches and pains and stuff like this, but this is why I put out these very, very natural healing. It's not going to hurt you. Trust me. Whole cloves and cinnamon will not hurt you. You put it in water, and maybe that's why I slept so well last night, because I drank, because I was so thirsty. I drank a half a quart. I had honey in it, and it tasted really good, and I ended up drinking like a half a quart of it just before bed. And maybe, I'm just saying, well, is that connected because I went into a very, very deep sleep? I'm just telling you. And then this morning, it's like, I had to go. There's lots of things. We have to get in tune with our bodies. We have to get in tune with our vessels. You drink it now every day. God bless you. Yeah. How you doing, Lita? Yeah. I mean, these are cloves. These are cinnamon sticks. We put it in our, just put it in your diet as a drink. Yeah. We are all spiritual souls, experience a human experience, exactly. And the clones out there, and the reptoids don't have that. They got vessels. That's it. They don't have any souls, and they have no spiritual connection. No. And this is all. We are going to be, let's just say, Trader Girls Q. I mean, she is just so out there. She is just like She's on top of this stuff. What a beautiful, beautiful soul she is. So we are being ascended, taken by this gravitational pull of ascension, because we have, these, our souls and our vessels are being ascended, being gravitated higher, ascension, and the reptoids are being left behind. You see what I'm saying? And that's just in our consciousness. So what I need everybody to do is stay away from anything that's negative. If it's negative, just turn around and walk the other way. I mean, this is such a critical time right now. And people can say whatever they want to say, but we are in the final days of this whole thing. When we start seeing things happening on a spiritual level, you know that God has come in and taken over. Grand Rising, fellow patriots, and everybody from the Florida Panhandle, how are you doing? We're sending you love and light. Yeah, we are the true temples of this whole, of everything right now. You want to call it the flat ecosystem that we live on. You want to call it a round ecosystem we live on. We're going to soon to find out, but if you talk to any pilot, it's all flat. So, hey, Tukey, yes, we have temples, and we have a soul that is carried inside those temples. And that is the difference between us and them. Okay? How you doing, Nicole? Well, I'm drinking about a half a quart. I'm sorry. Is that what they are? Yeah, about a half a quart to 3/4 of a quart a day. And that, the cinnamon sticks and cloves tastes good. Yes, it does. And put it down, drink it down. Like, if you want to put lemon in it, throw lemon in it. You want to throw some liquid honey in it, throw liquid honey in it. It's okay. It's just a really, really positive, solid drink. And you'll feel yourself, because of the cloves, you'll feel yourself and a lot more energy, and you probably regulate yourself a little bit more, and that's everything working for you. And like I said, the cinnamon takes all the sugar out of your water, or out of your blood cells. The cloves are unbelievable. They take care of almost every disease on the planet, and 99.9% of all the diseases out there are based on the amount of parasites you have in you. Yeah, I mean, cataracts in your eyes. You're not being able to see. Well, that's parasites. It's microscopic parasites. You got brain fog. What's going on up there? You got earaches, itchy ears, or whatever, ringing. That's all parasites. Yeah, they don't teach you this. They don't even teach the doctors and nurses this. So how would they know? Yeah. Hey, Tukey, you don't want to be running it's when you do this, it's okay to run to the toilet, because that's what the toilets are for, right? Just make sure you're in the house. Don't be downtown buying coffee and all of a sudden have to race home or something. Because when you are on this, especially as a beginner, you're going to have a lot of dead parasites in you when you start drinking this stuff. And your body's going to want to extract that right away. Whether it be through your pee or your poo-poo. Right? That's where it is. And, you have to be ready. Because it's, you are doing I call it a turbo detox, because that's what it is. It's a turbo detox. How you doing, Las Vegas? Welcome. How things going in Las Vegas? Any positive down there? Any negative? Let us know. I slept extremely well last night. Good for you. And that's because you're taking the cinnamon, Deb, and clove. Let me know. My fiance and I drank it every day. Now, also thank you for the natural healer. Yeah, well, you're very welcome. We're here to help each other. You know, it's not just about, sending blessings, and that's really helpful. We got to send good vibrations, but we also have to heal our bodies. And, maybe I'm experimenting this too. I mean, I know I've been very attracted to holistic medicine for many, many years, but, I'm always still experimenting, Yep. And there's, even with the cleansing and stuff like this, the baking soda and the hydrogen peroxide, of course, and then throwing lemon in the water to, and mix that in with your bowl of water and sponge yourself down, you'll find yourself being very clean. Yep. And it actually, the lemon and all that stuff, it actually acts as a deodorant. Yeah. The baking soda acts as a deodorant. Yeah. Hey, Julia. One cup in the morning. Yeah. One in the evening. Well, there you go. As long as you have that running through your system, the parasites won't have a chance to build up and attack you. Well, then that's fine. Just keep drinking it. I don't know if you're drinking it every day. I don't know how long you've been drinking it, but your body might have not have an explosion. It might just, it might be your body is regulating itself, because you're young, you're maybe younger, you're healthier. Maybe you don't have that many parasites in you. Maybe, your daily routine and the things that you take in you might not have a buildup. So, yeah. How you doing, Michelle? 12 to 20, yeah. I put, 12 to 24 cloves in a quart. Yeah, 2 cinnamon sticks. Yeah, of water. And I don't heat it up. Just put it in there cold. That's where you're going to get the best reaction. Hey, how you doing, Nabe? Yeah. Yeah. Konnichiwa. Yes, my 2 favorite countries outside of Canada, of course, is the United States, but I mean the other ones are the Philippines and Japan. Love them. Yep. I love Japan. Yep, people are there. Not just the people. It's just everything that they've done is if every chance I get, I fly Japan Airlines. Yeah, very nice people. It's just too bad that we're having a little bit of positive. The agitators down there are is China. The agitators in the Middle East is Iran, and those are only the controlling control freaks that are running. They're abusing their power positions. Yeah. The United States right now, I mean, there's things going on in Russia, things going on, and everybody, or those 2 countries, Russia and China, right now are in a transitional struggle. The United States is in a transitional struggle, but they're doing things about it, and you're seeing things moving inside the United States exponentially. Inside the United States things are moving very, very fast behind the scenes. So if you can't see it, that's on you. How you doing, Gina? Do I have any suggestions how many to try first? I'm not sure what you're saying. Is that what, the cloves and cinnamon? Throw in 24, into a quart, like a big quart jar, glass. Always use glass, never use plastic. Throw all your plastic glasses out, okay? Throw all your plastic spoons, all of it. Get rid of it. Go bury it. It's not good for you. Put everything in glass or, your casserole dishes, stuff like that. And or metal. I use cast iron to fry. Yeah. And I like my eggs, I like my cheese, and, I like my steaks and stuff like that, and that's all good. Yeah, but we have to watch our vegetables. We don't even know what the hell's in the vegetables. Like I said, if you want to wash, take the fruits. Like if you got blueberries, or you got strawberries, or you got whatever you're doing, don't buy the frozen. If you're buying the fresh, get them in a stainless steel bowl, throw it in the water, and throw baking soda in there. Leave them in there 5 minutes, and then strain that out and wash them off with clean water. Yeah, how you doing, Klaus? Okay. Yes. Keep confusing the reptoids. They're on a mission, right? They are very calculating, but they cannot. They have no critical thinking. If we move one way outside their perimeter, they don't know what to do because they've been programmed. And it's like, I mean, what do they call that? We're in the war of the machines. Yeah, well, they're like a machine. They're programmed like a machine. Yes, they look human, but they got dead eyes in them. Just look around and just look for people with black eyes. Black. There's no white, hardly very, very little white. Those are clones. Those are dead souls, and they're programmed. Yeah, and that's one way of telling. I mean, a lot of them are wearing sunglasses, right, because to hide their eyes. Yep. How you doing, Melissa? Hey, John. Yep. You want to join as a guest? That's fine. Yep. Hey, Fira. Good to see you. Yeah. Hey, Catro. Hey, Michelle. Good to see you. You can do 3 cinnamon sticks, 6 cloves. Well, I'd put 24 cloves in it, in a quart of water. I mean, if you want to do a pitcher, throw 50 cloves in there and throw 4 sticks of cinnamon in there in a pitcher of water. And if you want to stick it in the fridge, you can leave it on the counter or stick it in the fridge. Don't matter. Like I said, cold water it's not going to absorb as fast. But if it's warm, it's going to be your body temperature, room temperature, whatever, and you drink it down. That's really going to absorb into your cells. That's what you want. You want that all that ingredients going into your cells, right? It's gonna blast right through your belly, right through your stomach, and it's gonna get right through into the stomach walls, right into your bloodstream, and it's gonna start cleansing your liver, your kidneys, your pancreas, your what do you call that other one? The prostate. Yeah, it cleans it all. It's one of those, I call it the STP of the body. Right. Hey, John. Hey, Randy. No, I just call them, no, they're not different. They're the same thing. I call them that because that's the word that I use, a reptoid, instead of the other one, because that's an algorithm thing. Yes, there's things that you're typing out there. Yes, I agree with you, but I cannot say it because I'm going to get thrown in the penalty box. Hey, Gina. A lot of this is when we do have full disclosure, and it does come out on your people are about to be awakened, and it's going to be horrific. It's going to be some things people will not be able to absorb mentally. Yeah, that's what they're trying to do right now, is attack our consciousness, right? Yes. How you doing, Kyle? Yep. Hey, how you doing, Kenny? Yep. Yes, boiling destroys the benefits of it. You just put it just to cold press. Don't there's things that you boil. Like you could do the same thing with like I said, the lemon peel and the hydroxychloroquine. Put your grapefruits into water with the baking soda, because the baking soda destroys all the chemicals that's on the outside of the fruit. and then use the peels. Use the lemon. Use the, that. There's a great drink out there. You can, there's just so many good things that I have growing around my place in the Philippines that is going to be so beneficial. We have yucca plants that are down there, and they're, the big, huge leaves, right? And you can cut some of that up and throw some of that in your smoothie. Completely, that's all extremely good for you. You get mocked all the time. So, that means you're over the target. That means you are a light worker. You're a digital warrior, and you're under attack. You're under attack by the negatives. Any time that people attack you or, call you a conspiracy theorist or, you don't know what you're talking about, whatever, that's, they are not your friend. Okay, they are not acting in the best interest of humanity. They have a negative block on them, whether it be through brainwashing, through MK Ultra, if you think that they're human, or they just might be, a controlled entity that is there to keep everybody's consciousness down. We are fighting a spiritual war right now. Hi, Michelle. You can do whatever you want. If you enjoy the tea, that's fine. But I'm just saying, when you're boiling things, it takes the nutritions out of it. Yes, it does. The flavor might still be there, but the nutritional value of that, whatever you're putting in there, does get diluted. How you doing, Lulu? Hey, Gina. I don't boil anything first, other than the only thing I have hot is my coffee. Yeah, that's black. I don't, no sugar, no cream, black. People, yeah. I go through all the time. I go through the drive-in first thing in the morning because I got to get my coffee, right? I say, can I get a large black coffee? They say, do you want cream and sugar with that? You know what I mean? They are programmed. I'm going, no, I said I want a large black coffee. What does that mean? Like, you see what I'm saying? This is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with failing consciousness of the unconscious. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah. Well, I appreciate it. Yeah. You're very welcome. I'm just trying. I'm not here to as a disruptor. I'm here to shed the light. That's all I'm here. Yeah. I'm just here to shed the light. Okay. I'm just like all you folks. Except maybe some quite a bit older. That's all. I've seen all of it. I've seen all that. I'm just getting my head around a lot of this stuff too, because we're being presented with all kinds of new things that are just absolutely, mesmerizing to me. It's just like, wow, what next? We're just going, and this is the whole thing that we have to, and I find the key to this is keep an open mind. Don't say negative things towards it. Just maybe, okay, if you can't, can't absorb it, or you cannot process it, then just stick it on your memory shelf. Just say, okay, I got it. Maybe write it down in a little notebook. I will get back to you, and we'll see how this thing unfolds. If you're not able to make a decision, don't make a harsh negative decision on it right away, because we're having to kind of navigate our way through all this positive, negative thought process right now. We've been under attack for many, many years, especially the digital warriors. Yeah, you can drink tea. Tea's fine. You drink what feels good to you, right? I have been studying I'm not saying I'm a natural healer. No, I am a. I've been studying holistic medicines, and I started with the books and stuff like that years ago, because I knew something was off. Just by the things that were going on and the amount of patients that were not making it through the hospitals and stuff. It's like there was just something that wasn't sitting right with me, and and so you start learning things, so when those things are, that are working in your world, then you want to share that. That's what and that's what I'm doing now. I want to share it and say, hey, we have these new things that are out there. Just understanding that all these diseases are coming from parasites. And I'm going, hey, yeah, it makes sense. Of course it does. We stopped using, the cod liver oils and all this other stuff, when our mums used to force it down our throat and stuff like that back in the 60s and 50s. And then we lost all of that. And now we have this explosion, this epidemic of diseases, and all they have to do is just keep adding the Kool-Aid pokey pokes to us, and we're and they're never going to advertise that. They're never going to come on to the public, their media, and announce that, oh, we got to stay away from this, we got to stay away. No, they are on a mission to destroy humanity, and now we can see that clearly now. That we have been under major attack since 9/11, even before that. This has been going on for decades, but humanity is waking up. Consciousness is waking up to this now, and if you are awake to this now, you have gone through the war, and now your consciousness is telling you the war is over, right? You have made it through the war, and now it's time to fight back. Physically, mentally, and spiritually, because those reptoids want all three. Have you ever walked into a room or look at a person and you get bad vibes off of it? Chances are it's a reptoid. Any herbal drinks, warm or room temperature. Anything you want, Dino. Whatever works for you. I'm saying right now, we're in a detox phase right now. I'm not worried about flavor, although this is very flavorful. But I've got, we all know the ingredients. We've been talking about the ingredients of what we can put into our bodies to cleanse, to detoxify from all these parasites and worms, right? We know we're already talking about it all. Lemon itself. Vitamin C kills cancer. Oxygen kills cancer. What's in oxygen? Hydrogen peroxide, okay? Kills cancer, okay? Cloves kill cancer. It goes on and on. The list is huge. Put anything you want in there. But that's why they poison and put all the GMOs and sprays of the chemical sprays on all the fruits and vegetables. I will not get that in the Philippines. It's not allowed. The Filipino will not. They don't put up with that garbage. They're more. They want. They want good food in the Philippines. They don't want to be told what to do or what not to do. The Filipino's a very, very kind person, but never put them in the corner. No. Because the Bible will go put on the shelf and the guns will come out, and the politicians know that. I mean, they're already pushing a law in the Philippines that if you get caught with your hands in the cookie jar, you're going to be put up in front of a firing squad. That's happening already. The Filipino, and I've seen the history behind this. They have statues in different cities about where the people went in there and dragged the council people out of there and hung them in the courtyard. There's not just one city. There's many cities like that. That's true. So I mean, being a politician of the Philippines comes with a price. You better be a good boy, or else the people will get you. Yeah. Do you keep it at a room temperature? Yes, I do. I only refrigerating it now because I've got so much of it, and then I'll bring it out and let it sit on the counter before I drink. Yeah. And don't tell me why I do it. I just do it that way. But how you doing, Monica? How's Monica Love doing? From New York City or New York State? Mr. Sun Git, how are you? Let me know your what country you're from. How you doing, Mary? No, I just put it in. I got water outside that I bring. I do a reverse osmosis. I put my water in old big containers of those old wine bottles. Yeah, I stick them in there. The big wine bottles, they're big, like what are they, 18 liters or whatever they are. And they got a lid on or whatever, and I just put it in there and I fill up. And I put that in my cart and I take it home, and then I put it in, I use that water right as it's sitting there. It's warm, room temperature. And then I just fill up my jars and it's very simple. And you can start adding stuff. If you want to squeeze some lemon in there, that's cool. Right? Get some lemon, put it in there. But as long as the cloves are in there, you're going to be able to make your own drinks. Your own, whatever goes to your flavor, whatever you like to do. Well, I don't know about any of these binders. I don't use a binder. You can if you want. If you want to put a little bit of, zeolite is a good binder, yeah. You look on eBay, all the dong are never in circulation or taken out. Huh. Okay, that's interesting. Let me just go back here. I looked on eBay. All the dong are never in circulation or taken out of circulation. Excuse me, because we're getting near the end. I can tell you, folks, right now, family, listen to me. We are at the end of this thing. This is the 16th, 17th of July. It's like I expect everything to go down in July. A lot of things are going to go down in July. We're already starting to see some frequency and stuff that is on a galactic level starting to affect or starting to activate in our world. Yeah. Okay, the cloves, like I said, you could put for every quart. That's a quart, right? Of water. Let me just get this because a lot of people are having a tough time with this. Okay, so this is a quart, okay? So for every quart that you have, look how many cloves are in there. There's like 24, 30 cloves in there and 2 sticks. I know it's cold, but you only got 2 sticks in there. But see the color of the water? And there's nothing else in there. Oh, I got a little bit of honey in there. That's why it's a little bit murky. That's all you do. So for every quart, I use 24 cloves. And just throw it in your hand and throw it in there. I mean, nothing is by measuring. We're not trying to, start, a recipe thing here. It's just you just throw it in there and make sure that the cloves will start reacting to the water along with the cinnamon, and you leave it in there and let it soak at room temperature. Don't try to boil it because you're going to boil the nutrition out of it. Just let it sit there and it'll cold press it. Okay, and then if you want to add some honey, some liquid honey, it'll say raw liquid honey. Just go buy it. I know it's a little expensive, but that's the only stuff that works. Honey stops dementia. Honey stops, what's that other one? Alzheimer's. They won't tell you that in medical school. No, they won't. Hey, Melissa. Why would we go? Why would we want to go to doctors when they're giving us, their routine on what they've been learned through the Rockefeller Foundation? Because all their textbooks are all been programmed through the Rockefeller Foundation. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not telling people to stop going to doctors. I'm not saying that, and I'm certainly not qualified. You want to call them doctors? That's fine. I'm not trying to downplay them, but there's a lot of stuff going on there that makes you go right? And I'm just saying, there is alternative medicine out there, and for me as a almost 72-year-old guy, I'm feeling pretty good based on my routines. Tell you about my body wash. Well, what I do is I put reverse osmosis. First, you got to get the clean water. Okay, nothing out of the tap. Okay, so then I put in a stainless steel bowl. Okay, you put some water in there, and these days you don't have to boil the water. You don't have to. And I'm going to get into another thing, like yesterday, what I did. But you put the thing with water in there, and then you throw a cup of or even a half a cup of hydrogen peroxide, okay? A half a cup of baking soda, okay? And then if you want to throw some lemon, go get the bottle, the concentrated lemon from the bottle, throw another half a cup of lemon in there. You know how you get the big bottles in the store of the lemon? That's all concentrated lemon, okay? It's probably from lemons that didn't make the appearance look, and they got banged up or whatever. They just strain them out, and they squeeze the whole thing out, and they just pour it into a juice, and that's just concentrated lemon. And you just make a half a cup of that, and then if you want something, and because the lemon will because it's full of vitamin C, it really your body skin really reacts good to it. Also, if you want, you can add some lavender or something that smells nice, some oil, lavender oil or whatever, and just throw it in there too. You can, throw it in there and then strain that and then wash your body. All of it, all your body. Yeah, everywhere, every little corner, between the toes. Yeah, underneath the arms especially, where all your thyroids are. Yeah, because all that reacts. Okay, it'll all react. Your body will, because your body is a huge organ. It only takes 28 seconds for that, whatever you're putting on your skin, to get into your bloodstream. So you're attacking. You're basically detoxifying your skin from the outside in. Okay, so you're so that how people get pimples. I used to have it really bad. That's parasites. Yep, and so what you're doing, if I would have just, when I was a kid and having these pimples, like all these kids get them because they're getting full of parasites. Just wash with what I just finished telling you. Wash their bodies with that, and the pimples will start drying up and disappearing. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. Okay, so if you got kids, little ones, and they got pimples, that's the problem. And just you put it in a bowl, and then you walk up to them and you grab a hold of the back of their head and start wiping their face all down, their body and their back, whether they like it or not. And because everything that, it doesn't matter, it's not going to affect your eyes or anything, and not going to sting or anything. No, okay. And that will they will get that, all that good medicine, the hydrogen peroxide, the baking soda and the lemon squeeze into that water, all mixed up, and you put that on the cloth, and you watch their pimples. It'll all disappear. That's the trouble with people. They just, they walk around there, and you even see in people's eyes, they go gray and stuff like that. That's all microscopic parasites. Hey, Marissa. How you doing, Mama? There is no ratio. Throw it all together in a quart of water. Okay, I don't have to post it. You know, if you, yeah. Where did I say I got my water? Well, you can go into like any type of grocery store if they got bottled water that they're selling out of the, you know, I go to to Safeway. I go to Safeway and they have a water dispenser. And that's where I get my drinking water from. It's a reverse osmosis. Or, you know, I mean, I like to go, when I go into A&W, if I go into A&W, sometimes I'll treat myself, right? I'm not really eating any restaurant food. I like to cook my own stuff. But when I do go in there and it's hot, whatever, I can go to Bob because he spent, you know, something like $30,000 on his water system. And he, you know, he's a, I don't know how old he is, but he looks like he's like 40, you know. I mean, the guy he's in his mid-60s, but he looks like he's 40 years old because he takes care of himself. And I know that he's got you know, he's got a good heart because he takes care of his customers. You know, he really watches it, and he's very successful. Yeah. Did you say you got your water? Yeah. Do you put copper in your water? Yeah. I mean, I'm just doing that right now. I'm dealing with it right now. I'm gonna, you know, I'm doing some little bit of repair work, and the pieces of, you know, all you need is a piece of copper about that big, and you can throw it in your big container, and just keep it in there. Yeah, it'll iodize your water, whatever the water is, or if it has any contaminants like chlorine or anything like that, you'll be able to neutralize it with copper. Yep. All of this is happening. All of it is starting to. The truth is finally coming out. How you doing, Jane? Hey, Sandra. Also, do your breath work. Yeah. Deep breathing is very, very good. Yeah. Yep. Oxygen is good. I mean, that's why they're trying to pollute the skies right now with all these fires. Yeah. You can contact me with any questions that you may have over on my site here. QFS is free, Alex West. I have, if you look into my my postings and stuff like that, you'll be able to see my three main TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. They're all there. All my my front pages are been posted. Yeah. I drink it like I drink this here. I drink daily. You know, when I get a little bit thirsty, want a couple mouthfuls, just take a couple mouthfuls. Right? My body's used to it now, and I call it my energy drink because that's what it's doing. It's detoxifying and it's giving me energy. Yep. Today I see my daughter first time in 15 years. I have tell her about this. She knows nothing. Yeah, I know. It's, you know, I understand, John. And it's you haven't seen her in 15 years, eh? I mean, that's what kids do. Isn't that something? I mean, I'm working on what, 8, 9, 10 years myself on some of my kids. Yeah. Yeah. And they shows up after 15 years. I mean, they're coming to whatever. But don't be too you know, I'm not suggesting anything. I'm just saying, you know, don't overwhelm them with the stuff that you know. Just maybe start doing it in front of them. Let them be curious and ask, say, what are you drinking? And then just say, oh, this is what it is, right? Don't throw it in their face. I am just, you know, as an old, you know, father of 6, you know, I have learned to stay in my lane. Mm-hmm. Yes, watching the anchor people after the speech, they seem on edge. Of course they are, because they know the show's just about finished. They're on edge and the show's just about ready to end. and they're going to be put in handcuffs and sent to the YMCA. Some will not leave the YMCA. Some will be there for life. They know that they will never get out again. If they are there, they're there for life because they have done crimes against humanity. At the worst levels, at the worst, absolutely worst levels, they have done crimes against humanity. Anybody that has that are a narcissist, that have done harm to people psychologically, to your wife, to your husband, you're all going to have to answer some very, very, very difficult questions. Yep, you are going to be under scrutiny from the people of the public opinion, not to mention that you're going to have to answer to God. Yeah. I just want to say some things about, I'm not going to get into the religion end of it, okay? I'm just going to say there's a lot of things out there that we think, went on. But Jesus was fighting a spiritual battle too. And he didn't come with cloth. He came, that's why they needed to get rid of him. But he had changed. He had changed the planet. He had changed the consciousness of the people. And, even by his crucifixion on what had happened to him on the cross, changed the way people thought. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. I've gotten all kinds of notices on this. I mean, they're attacking me from all sides, yeah. Today is the 17th. It's the 4th of July on the Julian calendar. Yeah, well, there you go. So, expect a lot of unexpected. That's what I'm saying. Be prepared to have this thing launched off. It will launch. We have made it because we're here now. We have got through everything that we needed to get through, and we're still here. Yes, everybody knows somebody that we've lost. Everybody, we know that. But we're here, we're still surviving. And we have been handpicked, by God as light beings to carry on. And we're going to be part of this new world. And then the more that we see, the more that we shed the light out there, is the more that we're going to see the evil come out. Because they're not going to be able to push their negative narrative anymore. Yeah. Yes, it's a flood now. It's not drip drip anymore. Yep. Yes, it's the 17th today. Okay. Since my husband doesn't believe this, I bought foreign currency dong, and he doesn't know. Good for you. And that's the way it should be. We are all MWC on our own path. Okay? We are all individual light beings. Your light being, your avatar is one thing. He's got an avatar. But your soul is shining much brighter. It's shining much higher frequency than his. Okay? And he has his own path to make. If he doesn't believe it, then he has a critical thinking that he has to work on, and is also his intuition needs to be, he's been suppressed through the matrix, like many. There's only very, very few of us on this planet, and I'm saying, I'd be probably shooting optimistic figures by saying 5%. I just want to give a shout out. I'm Canadian. I'm Western Canadian. And I just want to say that, through this whole time in trial and what I've been doing, I've been bouncing back and forth from the Philippines to Canada. And I just want to say that the Canadians coming out of this, I know, and you know who you are as a Canadian, that are, falling in line with what, and resonating with the things that I've been saying. You're old, we've been old friends and family for a long time. You know who you are that's in Canada right now, okay? And I just want to say that you're going to go through this. You're going to go, have your financials restored. You're going to have a lot of money that maybe you've invested in, whether it be foreign currency or metals or anything, or even start to receive money and assets off your birth certificate. Let me just tell you, never, and I mean never, especially right now, because, and before I get to that, sorry for hanging you on there, but if you are in a situation, you will be getting a list of companies and corporations that, and this is for everybody in the world, that once you receive your monies, that you're going to be getting a list, quite possible, and using your common sense, not to spend money or invest in these corporations. I've got people out there that I've helped them and consulted free of charge, and they've gotten their money, whether through a sale of a bill, a sale of their property, whatever. And then they turn around and they say, well, I think I'm going to invest it into a stock. And I go, I just lose my mind at that point. I says, everything that we've been fighting for, and I got you out of the flaming house, the house that was on fire, and you were trapped in that house in a fireball. You want to turn around and run back into the house. And that's exactly what people are doing. This is called zero critical thinking, okay? They have not learned a damn thing. I just want to say to all the Canadians, when you receive this money, just remember, Canada is under the control of communism right now. Do not invest in Canada. No. You wait, you take your money, and you buy a little hacienda down in the States right now, as what I'm doing. I practice what I preach. Me, I'm going to be going to the state of Idaho because that's what resonates with my heart. I'm going to drive down there and I'm going to bring you updates of what's happening. I want to build a community of patriot Canadians to join me, and everybody can look after each other's property. If you buy, the prices of real estate down there to compare to up in Canada is like night and day. I just want to get that message out there. For all Canadians, do not spend your money after you receive it and you get your QFS card, your Q phone, your laptop and everything, and you got money coming in on your Q account. Do not invest any real estate in Canada until the communists and the NAZIs have been removed. Because it's going to turn into a third world SHIT hole. And it's going to continue this way because I do not see any sign. I don't even see a drip or any type of sliver of anything changing in Canada for the next 10 years. I do not. So why would you want to waste 10 years of your time and your way, and taxes or whatever it's going to be? Are we all going to, is this whole thing going to be, we're going to have the military come in? I haven't seen anything act very fast in any level since we've been doing this since 2015. Everything is moving methodically slow. And why would that change? I'm just saying. Yes, if you like Texas, you want to move to Texas, then you follow your dreams, okay? What is the only beacon of light? What is the only lighthouse in Western society? It is the U.S. Republic. We actually have a leader there that is detoxifying his country. We're not getting any breath of that inside the United States or inside of Canada. I'm sorry, what was that? Is the birth certificate paid through the QFS? Yes. Well, the QFS has calculated what they owe you through your birth certificate. Does that make better sense? If we are going to be the 51st state, isn't that going to change everything in Canada? Yeah, maybe it will. But I'm not seeing anything going on right now. Look how many years Cuba was under communist rule. That goes back to when I was 8 years old, the Bay of Pigs. How long did it took me my whole lifetime for them to be liberated from the communist rule of Fidel Castro. Case in point, their son, which was, and I'm not going to get into that story, but I watched that with my own eyes. Okay? Baby Castro, Margaret, was out of Vancouver. She was a socialite. We saw it. We witnessed it. I was in nightclubs with her, watching her. Yes, I remember those. I remember the days of Nancy and Ann Wilson playing the nightclubs of downtown, the east side downtown Vancouver, when they were just kids, with a great future. And the Apollo, we were all in those days together, and we had people that we had mixed poor people with rich people, and they all kind of hung out on these nightclubs out down there. I know how this thing went down. She was a Maggie, I'm not going to go there, but let's just say she was a socialite, and that attracted Pierre Elliott Trudeau. And I can guarantee you that he wasn't into women. He was into appearances, because she was I forget their last name, but yeah, they lived in the Upper East Side of Vancouver. Yeah. And of course, she was always visiting after, he'd go back to Ottawa. She was always going to Cuba to visit with Fidel, because she was absolutely infatuated with him. She just, she'd go googly-eyed like a 16-year-old teenager girl around him. I witnessed it. So don't tell me that Baby Castro, Justin, is not Fidel's son, because I've been saying that for forever. I knew that before. I knew that stuff was going on even in the 80s. So, that being said, to go back to this thing about, Fidel Castro ruled with a heavy hand, along with his brother Raul, a communist way, and now the military, the special forces are in there, invading the mines of Cuba and rescuing all kinds of little children between 6 and 20 years old, because they're mine slaves. Yeah, they're metal mine slaves. They work the mines. A lot of them had never seen the daylight, and that the military went in there and took them out and rescued all those children. That's in my image. That's what I see is in Cuba, is what is happening in Canada. And look, I had to go through my whole life before the liberation of Cuba has been accomplished by by Trump, by 47. Okay? 47 is the first man that took action. We've had all these presidents way before him, right? As far back as Ford, and even before Ford, talking about how they were going to take down Iran. and do this and do that. Okay? And how Iran was this and how Iran was that. And then we go into Reagan, and Reagan says, Reagan, actually rescued, wasn't really them that rescued, it was a bunch of Canadian patriots that were in there, that went in there to rescue the 47 plus Americans from the embassy that were being held hostage back in the 70s. But Trump is the only president that went in there and actually has done something about it. And he's taken these evil reptoids and NAZIs out of there as what he should be doing. He's the only one taking action. He's the only one taking action to clean out the communist rule that's in Cuba. And he will be probably the only president, in our lifetime that will be coming in and liberating Canada. But how long is that going to take? How long? He's got to clean up the United States first. In the meantime, you know what? I think I'm just going to take my money and I'm going to go down into Idaho and enjoy the outback there, and having neighbors with like-minded people, with neighbors that are Christian value, that love guns, and they put firing. They're the only state right now that has a firing squad that are actually taking pro-action and eliminating the PEDOs. Yeah, there's 5 on. I think there was 5 or 6 on the and they're just telling them. They're just telling them, hey, to the inmates that are inside, don't worry about it. We got this covered. They're going to be going up and facing. They're going to be facing justice very, very quickly. And they are bringing in other, patriots that are there, and they're for volunteers. They're not using the military. They're not using the police or the marshals or the sheriffs. They're using the volunteers. That way, there's no whistle blowing on or screamers from the left saying this is whatever they're going to say. I hope everybody gets what I mean, right? Because I'm having to dance around all these stupid words, because otherwise I get warnings. I just don't see it. I mean, maybe it'll go fast. I don't know. I mean, I don't. Maybe there's going to be a worldwide lockdown, and military's going to come and clean out. But all you Canadians, especially in the cities, all we have to do is walk out our front door, go down, go shopping, take a drive around town, and take a look at the absolute corruption. This corruption in Canada is at all levels, from the very, very dry, skin on the outside of the onion, right down to the core, at every level. It goes right into our schools, right into our elementary schools, right into our universities, right into our colleges. This is a war. We are in behind enemy lines inside Canada. Now, that all being said, why wouldn't it be smart for Canadians? Because 47 has said on many occasions that you are welcome to come down and invest, and if you want to make application as a Canadian, to invest, the land is absolutely beautiful there. The prices for that is absolutely. Let me just give you an example. Is anybody interested in an example? Okay, just through my studies, a piece of land, okay, in Canada, anywhere in BC, for 20 acres, you're going to look at $1.5 to $2 million. Okay? If you can find it cheaper, let me know. Let me know, because I will put it out on here, okay? If you could find land for 20 acres anywhere around a city, in the bush, whatever, land only, with a power source right at the front door, right close to the property, so you could tie into it, maybe even a well on it, for less than $1 million. Let me know, okay? In the States, and you pick whatever one, it'll go, you know, cheaper, but in the States it's $100,000. 100 grand. Same thing. That's 1/10 the price of what it is in Canada. Okay? You go into the store in Canada, I mean, is this all going to change? We're paying $8, $9 a gallon. I will soon let you know what it is per gallon in Idaho. I'm going to be going down there very, very soon. And I'm going to bring back all the information that I possibly can. But my objective, my next project, as a structural engineer, okay, I'm a structural engineer and have been a structural engineer. I've been on more than 680 projects. Okay, I've owned more than 67 mortgages inside Canada. Okay, in my lifetime, and paid tax on every one of them. But I have a firm foothold on where things are going, and I think, as much as we like to think that Canada will be liberated, I'm just not convinced it's going to be done overnight. And I don't think it's going to be done, you know, in the next couple of years. And quite frankly, I don't have the patience for it. What I've come across is that Canada is a state of America already. Yeah, it just hasn't been publicly yet. Yes, and I get that. But we have 90% or 95% of the Canadians up here still don't get it. We've only got 5% maybe inside Canada, based on my research, based on my estimations, maybe 5% of Canadians that are awake to this. I'm asking those 5% Canadians to take a proactive approach to this, and you know, maybe make an investment inside or anywhere you want to be in the beautiful country of the United States Republic. Whether it be do it along the border like I am. I am right now. I'm 3 hours away from where I want to be. I can drive back up here anytime I want, because I'm not going to relinquish my Canadian citizenship. But I'm going to go down there. I'm going to say, listen, you know who I am. This is who I am. You want to know who I am? Just look at my podcasts. Just, you know, you'll be able to understand who Alex West is by looking at my podcasts. I'm an open book. My bank account is an open bank account, right? It is. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. I'm making a project where I'm going to feel safe, and I want to bring, you know, Canadian patriots and start a community, because there you can start a community there on land that is there. The regulations are not like what is in Canada. We have, I know, I've seen both sides. And, you know, I'm just not convinced that this is going to happen. It's going to take a long time for, you know, for Canada to be liberated. That's what I'm seeing. I could be wrong, you know, and I'll be the first to admit it if I am wrong. You're very welcome. Yep. Hey, fun dip. Yeah. You're confused? Confused about what? Explain yourself. I'm in the UK and would feel safer in the US. Western Europe has been overrun. It's been overrun. I mean, yeah, I believe I've always stayed positive about a lot of things, but I'm seeing things moving methodically slow. I'm not a young man anymore. I want to sit on my porch, right? And I want to look over my real estate, maybe, feed some cows and get on my horse and walk the fence line, or ride the fence line. That's stuff I want to do again. And I can't do that in Canada because I'm being taxed to death through a communist corporation. Yeah. What about the money in the bank already? What about, well, they say it's going to be safe, but, it's like, promises, right? Who knows? Are you, do you trust the bank with your life savings? No, I don't. I trust myself. I have a trust issue with the Matrix, with society, because they have done nothing to prove to me that they are on our side. They have done zippo. Okay? In fact, they've proved to me more that they are my enemy than they are friends. And I've had enough of it. I'm going to take care of numero uno. Okay? I'm going to take care of the people that assimilate with me, that are like-minded people, and I will direct them based on the knowledge that I have picked up over 72 years. Hey, Chris. Hey, Joe. How you doing? High maintenance. Thank you, dear. Appreciate it. I know, but things are happening at lightning speed. Of course they are. Yeah, they're lightning speed right now, and I get it. But you know what? No matter how this plays out, they cannot take away what we have learned in the last 25 years about what Canada has done to its people, and how many people are still walking around in a zombie state of mind. So tell me, you think I want to walk around with a bunch of people in a zombie state of mind for the next 10 years? I don't think so. Hey, Glennis, how you doing? Yeah, don't get me going, because I know, this whole IQ test, this whole everything that we have witnessed from 9/11 through to this day, everything that we have been under attack about, and how people in each country has reacted, doesn't that send a message to your consciousness? Doesn't that send a message to your mind, your soul, and your heart, your feeling in your heart? Do I want to hang around with, a bunch of zombies that still, no matter what happens, no matter how we get liberated? And you think, I think Canada has failed the IQ test miserably. Miserably. If I was to talk this way, which I have tried in public arenas, and I have been, basically attacked physically, where I had to defend myself. Right? Hey, Gina. Gina has a dodgy profile. Well, then you're using your own, intuition, Dino. Then if it's dodgy, then listen to your heart. How you doing, Chris? Lips been at least 5 years now. I'm not sure what you're saying there. It's just a comment. Try to elaborate more so everybody understands. This is a Trump channel. Well, you call it whatever you want. I call it a truth channel. I call it finding and getting down, investigative to find the truth. Nobody wants to be lied to. Nobody wants to be manipulated. And, as a podcaster for now, 11, 12 years, I do not have any handlers out there. I mean, it proves it, my words is proof, or the fact is that I've been kicked off of many channels over 100 times, proves that I do not have handlers. How you doing, Yohan? People are unable to wake up. They are so deep into their hypnosis. Yes, exactly. Yeah, thank you very much for that comment. And that's exactly what we're doing, Sile. Is it CJ? Sorry. So what is happening is their consciousness has not allowed them out of their box. The man in the box, Alice in Chains. The man. Listen to the lyrics. What he was putting out there. Man in the box is like, right? He's stuck in there, stuck in translation, and we're not there. We were giving, we were chosen and given God's consciousness to break out of that matrix. And this is where we are the chosen ones, and that's why we are the chosen ones, because we broke out of the box. Okay? And, where I'm going is I want to have safe surroundings. I don't feel safe where I am in Canada. I feel like I don't know. I'm going to have to change a lot of things, but I know that, I'm going to go through. When you become an American, you become a visitor, and you respect and you cherish. The fact is that they have given you the opportunity as a non-American, and you just be thankful every day that they are giving you an opportunity to make application to become an American citizen. Okay? And you can do that. They will actually allow you to invest in a house as a Canadian, to go down there, and you're allowed to buy a house and put it in your own name without any threat. And you start the process by living in your home and conducting yourself as a normal patriot citizen, right? And they want to get rid of all the people that are traitors. They don't, that want to burn the flag. I have flags all over. I have more American flags than I have one Canadian flag, and I have several American flags. I only put the Canadian flag up there because that was signed by my family. That's the only flag, and that is the last Canadian flag I'll ever own. You can call me whatever you want to call me. I call it taking care of business, because business never took care of me. You should be able to go into a country and not only protect that country, but that country, the more you protect that country, the more that country will protect you. I'm not seeing that in Canada, and I haven't seen it for half my life. Okay? All they do is take. Yeah. Hey, Billy. Yes, you could talk to me on FB. I'm ALEXXWEST. You can't miss me. Or you can go over to Facebook. Well, you can't message me over there, but you can message me here too. I'm QFS is free Alex West, all in lowercase. You can go right to my page here and friend me. I will not friend you back if you don't have a picture or some kind of video stuff, that you put on there. I'm just getting too much negatory stuff coming through, and I'm doing as, I bring them on, and then I as soon as I get that vibe, they're either good or bad, and then I take action. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Yep. Well, listen, we are people of common sense, and we are in the asset column, okay? Just like what Teddy Nugent says. If you want to see, listen to what Teddy says, I am like, I won't, we're almost clones. It's just that he his weapon was his guitar and his music. My weapon was my, many worlds that I lived in, and the experiences that I had gathered up in many, many different countries. Yeah. It's just foggy here, yeah. Not zombied. Yeah, I get it. Hey, Boilermaker. Well, everybody has to search for their own stuff. How you doing, Amy? Yep, you're over on. You friend me on Facebook. Yep, you're good. I'll friend you back. So, how you doing, Cookie? Good to see you. How you doing, Pearl? Why don't you just go to the Philippines? because I'm here. This is my homeland. I have friends and family here, and I have friends and family there. I live in two worlds. Why don't I just go? I mean, I can do both. But, you know, I love the ranching, and, you know, maybe one day I might just do that. But I love living in two worlds. I don't like winters, and this is what got me going to begin with. I will move out for the winter, and, you know, nothing seems to work right, and I just shut everything down, you know. And if I got animals or whatever, I will make sure I got, you know, somebody I could trust in there to take care of things until I get back in the spring. But I enjoy going into the Philippines and doing my work down there and my development and projects down there. I have the best of two worlds. Yep. And, you know, I make these two homes of mine priority, and I've been doing that for the last 35 years. Yeah. I have investment down there. The story that I can talk to you about the Philippines, just let's just say, if you have lived in the Philippines for 35 years, you accumulate a story, right? You cannot help but accumulate a story and investments and everything else. So I have things there that I have projects that I need to finish. I feel your passion today, Alex. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Mojo. Yeah. I try to put it out there everywhere right now, because we are at the end of this, you know, we are the tip of the sword at the end of this, at the end of this show. And, you know, I need everybody to be very aware of what's around them right now, because we're being attacked from all sides. I am given the opportunity to lay out what I'm seeing on this platform, and I want everybody that is listening to, you know, you don't have to take me serious. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, just put it on the shelf. You know, put it into account. The fact is that there is guys like me out there that are talking this way. It gives you something. I'm helping plant seeds for thought process to help yourself. Okay. I used to think the Gen Pop, whatever that means, wanted freedom. I'm not sure what you mean there, Amy. Yeah. Too many sleepers still. Yeah, absolutely. I know what you're saying, Mar. Yeah, there is absolutely too many sleepers. They just have not, the sparks are not sparking up there in the brain cell. It's so clogged up with, you know, petroleum and plastic and all kinds of things. Our pineal glands are full of calcium. It's just, yes, it's a serious threat. It really is. And this is something that we have to be very concerning about. I am seeing right now where the light is in the world. Okay, I'm seeing darkness in the world. And I'm sure, you know, 47 is seeing, and the Global Alliance is seeing the same things. I'm seeing light, okay, in the world, and that is what is attracting me to the light. I want to fight or continue the fight from the light. I do not want to carry the light or carry my light in the darkness. And that's what I'm seeing up in Canada. I'm not seeing too much changes. I'm seeing military. I'm seeing, you know, actions being taken. But I also have to reflect on the history, what I have gone through since the late 50s or early 60s. When I started having a consciousness was in the 60s. And, you know, I watched it all with pain and agony, you know, through what was going on, the Bay of Pigs, the assassinations, and I watched it all as a child, and being, you know, abused as a child, being, you know, sexually abused as a child, and stuff like this. I mean, All these things come to, you know, as part of your reflection and your consciousness. And now that, you know, you've walked through life like that and watching everything, you know, you can bring something to the table based on your experiences. Yeah. And there is too many sleepers out there. And Canada is no exception. Thank you very much. Appreciate the capital letters. Yeah. Do you think Trump's address... I don't watch Trump's addresses. I don't have cable. I don't have TV. And I quite frankly, I have so many great family tribe out there that brings me the summary of what he says. And I reflect and I listen to what they say. I say, because I want your opinion on what he said in summary. And I get a lot of that. So he's going to say the things that he wants you to hear, which is only 10% is actually what's going on. So that's why I don't listen to him. Right? I watch what's going on. I don't listen to people. I watch and see the gravitational pull of consciousness. What's happening out there? Right? Does that make sense? That's because as soon as you start talking about the truth, you're deemed and called crazy. Exactly. That's been going on for 25 years. It's been going on even me as a child. You know, I mean, you know, when I was a child, right? Said I'd come running. I remember this as very, very clearly. I'm like, well, I don't know, 5, 6 years old. I go running in the kitchen. And I'd say, "Hey, Mom," and Mom would say, "What?" And I'd say, "Wizard of Oz is coming on next week." And you know, she'd go, "What?" She says, "Oh, let me sit down. Let's take a look at the TV guide." Right? I never looked at the TV guide. And she says, "Well, there's nothing there next week." I says, "Well, it's next week or like 10 days, but it's going to be coming on." Well, where did I get that intuition from? But I was really up to it. And I said, "Well, we're going to be able to watch The Wizard of Oz on our black and white TV. And it's coming." Or, you know, or when we had an earthquake in the little town of Aldergrove. Right? I felt it. I says, "We're going to get an earthquake." And I was standing in the middle of the living room. And I'm saying, I think things are going to start shaking. 10 minutes later, we got a couple of whacks, earthquake whacks. So this is all our consciousness. Everybody's got these gifts. It's just that some of these gifts, you know, are not out on display yet, but they will be soon. Everybody's going to have them. So be prepared for that. I agree with what you're saying. Canadians need to wake up. Well, Canadians are not going to wake up. They're going, and even if they do wake up, they're going to have this the TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome. Hi, Wigwam. Yeah, they're going to still hate Trump, no matter what he does. They're going to still, and there's too many of them up there, and they're even booing other countries' flags. That is disgraceful. I don't want to be a part of them. They don't deserve to be in a country. They deserve to be on a in a psych ward. It's absolutely horrendous. And what's going on and letting the gangs, you know, and I could, any type of gang from any type of country, I don't care if it's from Pakistani or from Germany or from Italy or from Russia or from India, I don't care. Their gangs are everywhere. Everywhere. They're not going to have that bullshit happen in Idaho or Montana. The rest of the states that are down there, they're going to have to prove it to me. But there's a lot of good states and very conservative states inside the United States. They do have blue states, you know, but, you know, they're going to get them cleaned up. I see a lot more positive coming out of the Republic of the United States, of the Americas, than I do in Canada. I think it's going to be a very slow process. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. Just breathe, bud. You having a negative day? No, I'm not. I'm having a great day. I'm having a great day. I really am. I'm feeling good. I'm going to do some, things today that are going to move ahead on my little projects. Yeah. New frequency will wake up the sleepers, maybe. Well, we'll see. I do know that there's going to be healing factors that are coming, based on, us digital warriors out there raising the frequency. The frequency, we're having to pull the negative thinking people into the asset column, right? We're doing that on a slow, methodical basis, right? And yeah, how you doing, Larry? How you doing, wild man? Yeah, they don't want me talking about the truth. That's why they burned down all my channels. I had, lots of followers, but it's not me. It's the subject that I'm on. It's it's the content that I put out. That's why I'm under such an attack. Yeah. Hey, Mark, so what? They can't wait. Yeah. So what if they can't wake up at all? Well, they're just going to have to, live out their life in darkness. My family is trying to convince me to seek mental health care. Are you serious? Well, you know what? Listen to me very carefully there. I don't know who it is. Is it Larry? Larry Burton, listen to me, bro. Move. Get out of there. You're under attack. Serious attack. Because if you're in Canada, you're under worse attack right now, because they can make a claim through the health board, and have medical staff come and pick you up, and then they could possibly euthanize you. There was a friend that was friend of a friend of a friend, right? Quick story. Went in there, fell over, had her hip broken or badly damaged, and they had her in the hospital, and they had the MAID people come in and offered her a solution. You know what I mean? The MAID program. Yeah. She says, hell no. Says, what the hell? I got a busted up hip. What the hell? You guys are crazy. No, those are reptoids. They're not crazy. They know exactly what they're doing. But because she was in her late 60s, that's why I'll never end up in the hospital. I'll go out to the back 40, out in the bush, get up, climb up a mountain, and put one in my brain. And that's it. I'm done. And that's the way I'll do it. I will not give them the luxury to carve me up and take my, you know what I'm talking about, right? How you doing, Uganda? Welcome. Hey, Laura. Yes, we love Uganda. Yes, we know and respect your country, and we do not want to have invaders of any kind come in there and take from the people of Uganda. Just make that very, very clear. We want everybody to be sovereign in their own countries and reap the benefits of their rare mineral asset, Canada included. But I will fight this fight from the light instead of the dark, because I can't deal with the dark anymore. Not surrounding me. No. Yeah. Discernment more than ever. Yeah. Follow your gut. Exactly. Extremely important. How you doing, Amy? What's telling Lips I haven't paid taxes in 5 years? Yeah. Well, why would you pay something that's illegal? You're funding, the fat sausage-eating bureaucrats in Ukraine on their luxury boats and yachts in Monaco. Exactly where it's going. It's, I can tell when you get these. Don't look at Zelensky. Look at the people around Zelensky. Tell me they don't have faces of evil. They don't have faces of the Nazis. All you have to do is rip. Definitely the Truth Channel. We all wait for the truth, or we all want the truth. Exactly. Well, who wants to be lied to? Really, when you think about it, DMS. Nobody. How you doing, Deb? Yeah. So that's just the way it is. Yeah, Larry, you got to get yourself out of there. Pack your stuff. pack all your shit, move your stuff if you want, take your more personal items or whatever, throw it into storage, do this very quietly, and then pack, if you got a car, truck, whatever, jump in it and just take a drive. Go somewhere else. Start up. Are you on a pension? I mean, give me some information. Come and DM me. I can maybe help you through this. But you're under attack right now. And if you're in Canada, you're really under attack. Let people know your Facebook, Alex. Yes, it's Alex West. I mean, you can go. I mean, I'll repost these guys again. But I have a Facebook page, Alex West. That's ALEXX West, WEST. That's on Facebook. Can't miss me. A lot of people say they can't find me, but I'm there. I have a American flag on a Spartan helmet. That's what I put out there. Okay. I call it. I can't research channel. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're saying there, CJ. Yeah. Hey, Gentle. Yeah, well, they got, I guess that's the way you want to call it. Yeah, they got Biden brains. Yeah, they're all Biden brains. They're just there's no, there's no electricity up there. Thank you very much. I appreciate you all too. I couldn't do this without you. I really couldn't. It'd be like I'd be on planet Mars all by myself. And for many years, I felt like that. Yeah, I was struggling with my own demons, trying to figure it out. Yeah. Yes, when things change, Casey, you're right. When things change for Larry Burton, their family comes to, they're going to be coming around. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll have their egos take over it looks like their egos are taking them over anyways. But what you need to do is whatever has happened in the past, whatever Canada has done to me, I will always remember what has happened. They have drawn first blood. They always have. And just in the things that they have done. And I don't have too many good things to say about. I love Canada. I love the bush. I love the fishing. I love the hunting and everything. But you know what? The system is absolutely cracked. And we're turning into a third world SHIT hole. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not dodging at all. I'm on Alex's side for years, been listening to him since day one. Yes, you have, Gina. Thank you very much. And, I love the loyal, ongoing support. It's all of us. We're all in this together, right? This is a fight for humanity. A fight for humanity's consciousness. That's what they've been after. If they could screw up our minds, then they can control us. And we don't want to be controlled. Yeah. How you doing, Tara? How you doing, JC? Yes. How you doing, Mamiya? Hi, Lena. How are you? It's my way. How are you? Yeah, well, only 3 NPCs tonight. Thanks, Dino. Well, that's not bad. They know they've lost. They have nothing much left to say. They know that we are in super high vibration. When we weren't in super high vibration, when we were trying to, convince the masses, we were under attack by 50, maybe 60, 70, negatives all the time. Never stopped. But we survived this because we had love and light and truth, and we're in the asset column, right? We're not in the deficit column. Yeah. They still believe that propaganda. I know what you're saying, Amy. Yeah. Hey, Nora. Not everyone will wake up. I know. Trump said the ending will not be for everyone. And that's exactly what he meant. It's not going to be for everybody. I mean, I tell you, as far as the God's consciousness out there, I'm maybe who's going to survive this? 30% maybe. 30% of the whole planet. There will be, and I'm hoping it's more like 50, when they go through the EBS and they have this, what do they call it? This massive healing wave that comes. I hope that opens up the pineal glands. But we are going to activate, when this healing wave does come, we're going to activate your powers. And I'm going to, when I get a chance, go listen to Trader Girl Q. And she's a beautiful soul. I just love her. And I don't get a chance to listen to her too much, but I will try to get the information. She's on a 2-hour play right now, I think from 4 or 5 days ago. So, if you get a chance, go follow her. I think she's over on Rumble, which I don't have, but she's on Facebook as well, or on YouTube. Excuse me. Claire, how are you? For all is the end of deception. Yes, it is. It's all coming. It's all coming to an end. During CV19, I took my kids' Christmas presents. They came out and got them out of the back of my car. Yeah, I know. Very, very disappointing. Those are very, very bad times. And I dealt with a lot of a lot of pushback from authority. Hey, Moss. Yep. Everybody's got a choice to make. Everybody's got a choice to make. They either go to the light or they stay in the dark. Really, that simple. You want to stay in the dark, you're gonna be just fine. You're just gonna not get all the, God's conscious and all the gifts that you deserve. But you're gonna stay in the dark, and because your mind will not climb out of that box you're in. Yep. How you doing? Yes, thank you very much. They are destroying many people by not helping them financially. Yes. Yep. I know. But we have to keep the faith. No matter how poor, how hungry we are, no matter what we're going through, you have to keep the faith. Stay in God's consciousness. Stay in the light of Jesus Christ. This is his test. He's testing you right now. He's testing your vessel. He's testing your consciousness. He's testing your soul. How you doing, Weena? Yep, I'm sleeping. I'm telling you, I went into a deep sleep. I wasn't even dreaming. I just was like, I was in another time zone. Yeah, for 5 hours. Like, whoa, where did that come from? It's probably, deep conscious sleep, right? Yeah. And I woke up, it was like I took 10 sleeping pills. I woke up and I'm just like, I had to get my stability back with me. Huh? Hey, Sean. Yeah. Hello to you too. Is it more? Okay. When I came home, spouse freaked out, said, stay away from me. You live upstairs and I live downstairs. Oh, really? Well, that's very unfortunate. Now, your spouse is still living in the dark, and he will, or she will live in the dark, and even after this goes down. They are on a very, very negative path. And I know I have listen, we've all suffered. We've all suffered by making our choice consciously, but either family, friends, or whoever either resonate with you or they don't, right? And you are breaking away from the lies and all the negative, negative frequency they're trying to throw at you. And I had to do the same thing. I have, I have 2 brothers and 3 sisters. I don't talk to any one of them and they're nice people, but they're not connected yet. No, I got nothing in common with them. And then, of course, many, many friends. You know, you're going to have lots of friends if you're a sheep. You know, as what Teddy says, you will. You're going to have lots of friends if you go along with their bullshit. Yeah. If you are confrontational and using your common sense and the light of what, you know, of critical thinking, you're always going to have opposition, because now you're basically fighting with evil. How you doing, Bianca? Yep, I'm one of those people who needs financial help. Yes, well, we all do, right? It's all coming. You know, there's lots of ways. I mean, I've gone through, you know, 4 heavy recessions, if not depressions. We're going to go through another one. It's going to get bad. You know, it's going to get really, really bad. But military is going to be out. We've got absolute tons and tons of you know, KP stuff. Yeah, rations, military rations. That's got really good food. Very, you know, good shelf life, everything that they have recovered, and that will be distributed out to people that need the food, right? Yeah. Yes, it's coming. Yeah, very, very soon. Been years we're hearing it's coming to the ending. Yeah, well, of course it's coming to an ending. Listen, I guess we could look at it this way. We could say, well, you know, not knowing or having the consciousness knowing that it's going to be coming to an ending, we could still be living in the matrix, not knowing that there's ever going to be any end to it, if you want to look at it that way. You know, the fact is that it's coming to an ending. It's happening years. You know, there is a massive, overwhelming amount of cleanup that has to be done, right? It's happening all over. It's moving around. No, 30% isn't a very good outcome, but you know, we'll see. We'll see how it works out. And I believe that you know, the light will prevail. The light will prevail, and anybody that's in the light will prevail. It's a light for you, of course. It's a light for me too. Has there been any EO or executive order to restore America's monetary sovereignty of 180 days? Yes. It's all been taken care of. There's a lot of things that are going to be happening inside the United States, because they're going to have a we'll just see how this thing plays out. I'm not going to speculate on anything. Just know that we are about at the end of the line, the end of this movie. Credits are going to run, and there's going to be this is why the media is so nervous right now, because they know that their days are numbered. Then the politicians are getting really freaky right now, because they know their days are numbered too. They're all going to have to go to Longbeard. Yeah, and you know what I mean by Longbeard. They're going to have to go to the YMCA or something equivalent to that, somewhere around the world. They will be shipped to. And the real bad ones will probably be shipped off planet. Are the redemption centers open 40 to Tier 4B? Not yet. No. You'll be notified through your email. Hey, Kuro. Always stay hopeful. Always stay in positive light. Enjoy your days. You are very lucky, you know, Kuro, to be in Japan. It's a very safe place. I know there's a lot of things being changed over there right now. The monetary system is going to be coming. They're selling off all their treasuries, American Treasury. That they're going through a big, huge transition right now. But enjoy the food. You know, just stay doing what you're doing. Take care of your vessel. Those still asleep will be left behind. Yep. Yeah, they're not going to be a part of the light. I mean, it's even with the when you have negative consciousness, the med beds won't even work for you. You know, maybe, you know, looking at it from the bright side, what, you know, Trader Girl Q says, maybe with this healing, this massive healing wave that comes through, it will change the consciousness. Maybe it will, and I only pray and hope that it does. Stay away from the stay away from me because I brought the Christmas to the kids. Well, that's really negative. I mean, you know, that's evil. That's a reptoid. Whoever you're dealing with inside that family is an absolute narcissistic reptoid. And listen, I was married 22 years to one. I know. Absolute reptoid. And I didn't know it at the time, but I knew that I had to leave or die. Yeah. My consciousness would have died. And maybe physically too. It was getting that bad. Yeah. You know, there's a lot to be said. I mean, I can go into all kinds of stories, but we've been on this thing for 2 hours and 15 minutes. So I'm going to let this thing go right now, and we'll get back on this thing tomorrow morning. Okay? God bless everybody, and do something.